we are live here with the Crake Midgets. We are out here at Richmond Raceway. Qualifying is setting itself up. We got One Team Proto making a join into the field. Currently taking over the cheese wedge today, it seems. And he seems to be himself driving like a bit of a cheese ball. Currently lined up are 7 race cars. First up is going to be, again, the most winningest driver in the 2025 season, Jackson Cook, as he's going to make himself out to the racetrack. Green flag for the Michiganer. Michiganian? Doesn't matter. The 38 car out onto the racetrack. He'll make his way off of turns 2 onto the back straight. Got a little bit of a change in setup. The Crake Midgets, as you can see, very fast through the corners. Jackson Cook's first lap now starting up. He makes his way through 1 and 2 to start his first lap. He's going to have 3 laps here. Down low, the 3 and 4 is going to look like a fast line down to the bottom. 17.280. That is going to be the first out of 3 laps here for Jackson Cook. Another good looking line here, so he's going to make his way back up to the top on the back straight. That flying, bouncing out a little bit. Out through 3 and 4, lap 2, white flag in the air. Jackson Cook will go faster. 17.203. One more lap for the 38 car. Again, the most dominant driver in the field by far. He hasn't won all of them though. Cross the start finish line, and he will go faster with a 17.192. Please make your way out through turn 4. Once he reaches turns 3, we'll let the next car go out. So I think the next car out is Mr. Drag Race, the guy helping us out. Green flag for you. I'll be taking over the 33 car today. We're gonna get a little bit loose there. Doesn't spin out though. Fortunately for him, this is only in the out lap. Makes his way out through the back straight. A little bit of lag here. He's from the land down under. Anyways, first lap for Mr. Drag Racer 59. Making his way across the front straightaway. It's going to be a 17.564. He's going to have 2 more laps to go. The reason it was on 2 laps was because it counted his out lap, but he does have 2 laps to go. But this time, by the white flag in the air for him, he has 2 green sectors, does go faster, 17.550. One more lap here, the white flag in the air for the 33 car being taken over today by Mr. Drag Racer. Has to let off if he gets to the 2. He's going to run a high, back down low, cross start finish line, not going to go any faster. The checker flag comes out. Next up down the line, they made their debut race a couple weeks ago. It's Pesky Guy. And green flag's out for you. Currently taking over Best Vibes' old car. You can see him in a new car, the new 45 car. This is also number 45. Different car, he's going to get it loose. Near spin out. Fortunately, we don't got damage in these cars, or else that would have definitely made his day go a little bit worse. This guy make his way down the front straightaway. He looked very fast in practice, by the way. A lot of racetrack experience, a lot of oval experience just in general. So even though he's a new guy, he's not by any means someone to disregard. Very fast. Let's see what he can get for lap 1. 17.296. Just nearly a 10th behind. Let's change the Pesky's lap to 1. As he's going to have 2 more to go. Green sector 1. Into 3 and 4. No improvement in sector 2. Cross the start finish line. Not going to go any faster with the white flag in the air, but a very consistent 3,000ths off his best. So he's running very consistently here. He's going to go right up there to the wall, but he will let off. He's going to pull it off early. He had 1 more lap, and he's going to call it right there. Green flag for the next car. That is going to be Best Vibe. Again, a new ride here representing Meme Racing, a team we've been very familiar with at SLCORA. all the way back to 2021. So nice to see them still around in SLC all the years later. The 45 car driven by Best Buy, the blue and white one, is going to make the way past the front stroller, starting the first lap. Let's reset his laps to 0. First lap. He's going to run down to the apron, second on the board, just 17.289. So that did work for him. I haven't really seen anyone take advantage of going all the way down to the apron, but maybe he can make it work. B24BB going to run it down low once again. No major improvement. The white flag coming out. Now, the problem with running a low line like that is that it kills your speed on the next lap, so we'll see if that becomes a factor. White flag into checkered flag coming out here for Best 5. Does he go faster? No, he does not. A green sector 3 though. So what could have been there? Next car up. I think that is Caden Larson. The green flag out for the next car in the field. Taking over Neptune's old car, it is Caden Larson in the 44 Phantom machine. Caden Larson's on a, I wouldn't say quite a probation, but they're on a bit of a watch sort of deal going on here. So let's see if they can make themselves get up to pace today. They got 3 shots. Oh, they go around. So that is lap 1. They got 2 more shots to do better here. So lap 1's going to be a bit of a throwaway. They'll just be focusing on building up speed, and they get loose again. On to the next lap. Here we go. 2 more shots into it. 28.264. I think that could be improved. Not by doing that, though. And in the words of him, he says, "I quit right now." So, if that's your choice, that's your choice. We'll see. Alright, Caden's going to pull it in from the night, most likely. Green flag out for the next car. Representing, taking over a bit of a DGS ride, not quite 100% on the car yet, but will be. We got Asphalt Racer Braden. 26 Bass Pro Shots machine, gonna make their way out for 3 and 4. Cross the start finish line to start lap 1. Not a bad looking line. It's gonna run a little bit conservatively just to get a good lap in. Doesn't seem like that's gonna be a hard thing to do. Braden making his way across the track, and he'll run the middle lane. That's good enough for 4th. Look at that gap between 2nd and 4th, though. All of them only separated by a single hundredth of a second. Now he's going to have 1 more shot once he's done here. But a purple sector 2. Can he go quick time? 2nd on the board. 1 more shot for Asphalt Racer Braden. Can he go to the top? He's going to run down low, up high, and a good looking line here. Does he have what it takes? Not a bad sector 1. Not the best, but can he make up for the next sectors through 3 and 4? Does not have it. However, a very, very solid qualifying run there for Asphalt Racer Braden, if I must say so. Allows him to start so far from the front row. So, great qualifying effort there by Asphalt Racer Braden. Next car up in the field, 1TM Proto in the GGS Cheese Wedge car. Not officially racing DGS, but taking the next car for the weekend. The 62 Sargento cheese car. I don't know if Jake's going to approve of that, but he's not. Wisconsin, he's going to spin it off on two. Okay. Well, I've always described Proto as being the Shive. That is not. Let's see what we can do. Proto's a very hard hitter when it comes to qualifying. He might have what it takes to take the pole position away. A purple sector 1, as I said. Let's see. If he doesn't spin it, if he doesn't bin it, he could win it. Out of 3 and 4, tight down there to the line. Cross the start finish line. Quick time! 17.105. As I said, this guy is either sketch or not. Well, let's see. He's got another shot. Purple sector 2. What can he do? And he'll go faster. Almost below the 17-second range. One more shot here for 1TM Proto. Can he do it? Can he do a sub 17 here? Out through 3 and 4. Let's watch him. Does not have it. He's going to go through the grass. What a crazy qualifying run there. Holy shit, Proto. Now, unfortunately, as hard as he hits in qualifying, the one thing he's very much so struggled with is consistency, as well as staying out of trouble. So let's see if that becomes an issue today. Holy fucking smokes there. 17.002. Come to think about it, I think I forgot to change the setup on the tires for all the cars. Not that they're uneven, but from the setup car. So I think they drive slightly different. Not by a lot, though. So that being said, let's I think there's like 0.1 or 0.01 friction difference. Not between the cars themselves, but just like I think between these cars and the setup cars. So I did that for this weekend, but yeah, it should be fine. And Braden pulls off. Alright, so at the circle, let's see if that's just the internet disconnection or not. Currently still starting on the inside of row 1. Yeah, I think I actually did kind of mess that up, but I don't think it's gonna be a big factor. Can we head to the front straight away? I promise you guys the cars are even in setup, and I'll check afterwards. In fact, I could check right now. I'll check that car right now. Just if it's not, I'll let you run again with the car that is. Okay, so 0.57. Second place is Jackson. Let me see. Nah, he's legit. In fact, actually, what's funny is that these actually have more grip than the other cars, so we should be good. Than the car I was testing, so we can move up one spot there if Braden doesn't show up. So that would mean that 84BB would be on the inside. The outside would be Pesky. And I think something about, I don't know why. I mean, he's pretty close there to Jackson Cook. And 1TM Proto has still had a lot of issues when it comes to race pace, so I don't see any reason not to, but yeah. Caden, I'm just gonna say you're gonna have to park it tonight. You don't got the pace to race. You spun out twice on your qualifying, so if you could please pull it in, I could give you fly though. So here, I'll fly you, Caden. Oh, he's gone. Wait, no. All right. Yes, you can. Just stay off the track, please. Yeah, I think I do remember. I don't really remember them doing pavement. But, yeah. Alright, we're going to leave those cars up there on the front straight in case Braden rejoins. Otherwise, we are going to clear out the rest of the field. So, if you didn't set qualifying at this point, it is 7:21. I think that's plenty of time for any stragglers. So, We're just going to start clearing out the rest of the field. And if that happens, well, we still got, what is it, a 5-car field, 6-car field? Of course, Caden is going to take home DNS points. So that's still a point at the end of the day. Alright. So at least he qualified. Alright. Let me check on Braden. Still no response from him, so that's okay. Let me see if I can find like a US flag. Let's turn our cars off and press P, please. You're gonna want to park and brake. I'm just inserting US flag. In the meanwhile, hopefully this won't break the game. Here, I got pesky. It's a little small. Let me make that a little bit bigger. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh. Okay. Is there like a skill? No. We're just gonna use the mini flag for today then. That's okay. Little tiny little flag there. So that being said, we're still checking on Braden. No sign that he's coming. So if we could switch here, still got 5 cars. We don't need a big field to make a big race, and it looks like the 3 in the front are still very big. In fact, Pesky also a good driver. Reppy, we'll see what he can do. So let's see. Once you guys are lined up, please press F. Alright. That's fine. Just hop out. I'll do it for you. Did you just die? Is there like a void there? No. Okay. The void is the gap between the safer barriers. Okay. All right. Well, that's set up. All right. If you can stand by your cars. Nice. Let's stay by our cars here. I'm gonna look for an anthem to play. Just kind of giving Braden again a chance to hop into the field. If he does join by lap 3, he's okay to continue. Mind you, Braden asked me to make him a completely new scheme for this weekend, so I'm kind of glad that if he is not racing that I didn't. Because that would be a bit of a time waste. Anyways. Up there on the infield. gonna turn up ambient a little bit so it's not blinding. Is this better? Alright. Drivers, start your engines. Once you're ready. Of course. Let's see how many laps this is real quickly before we jump into it. I think it's 40 laps. Alright, 40 laps. We're gonna start with our 10 pace laps, but if we can get pacing in time, we'll go green earlier. Again, this is your last chance to hop out if you're not ready. Otherwise, let's do a 10-second countdown. And yellow flag going the car, and if it goes 70 miles an hour on the inside, outside you're going to have to go a little bit faster in the corners. You can pass Proto for now, but Proto does need to make his way back up. Again, 70 pace speed on the straights. Outside needs to go faster in the corners. We do choose lane here. It's the same rules as NASCAR, but I'm pretty sure you guys all know that by now, so we should be good. Also be aware that leaders are going to be held accountable if they cannot pace properly. That blue place will most likely be the restart zone, maybe a tiny bit further. Jackson, if you go a little bit faster here on the straight. So we do need Jackson to move up a little. I'd rather the outside lane be slightly ahead than slightly behind. So, if you want to, you can pace closely. Again, I still need Jackson up here. Okay. Pro to move up. Jackson is fine. It's mostly just Pro to need to move up. Okay. I know, but you also look a little bit laggy, so you fall behind. So again, 5 cars in the field from the back to the front. We have Mr. Drag Racer. He's taking over a 33 car today. Ahead of him, again, taking over Best Buy's old car, is going to be Pesky Guy. Has a little bit of history in SLC, but in A-Chassis racing, a little bit new, a little bit of untouched territory. He did have a race before. To the inside of that is Ford BB, who's been so close to winning so many times, has not had his luck, but maybe today could be his day. To the front row on the outside, the most winningest driver in the 2025 season, Jackson Cook, rocking out the 38 car. Full sitter on the inside, one team pro in the cheese wedge, Sargento machine. That is a 62 cheese wedge car. Our co-host is T7J here, and will be the flagman for today. And DNF are asked for racer Braden so far. He does have till lap 3 to join the field, however, if he is not there by then, he is out of the race. Caden, please get off the track. You are still on the track. Just like stay within the pit lane or to the outside area, please. You could be distracted, is all I'm trying to say. Alright. So we got 3.5 laps until we go green. Pretty good on pacing, but I think we are going to be close to go green on that designated point. So, 40 laps here. If there's any spins, we'll be doing race backs. So pretty standard stuff. Should be interesting. Just try to be reasonable about it if you do. Yeah, I would prefer you just stay in the pits though. Alright, 2 to go. Jackson, please move it up a little bit here. Okay, we're good. There's some vision lag, so I am going to try to be lenient. Reminder not to pass the car in view until, when we go green until you cross the start-finish line. Exceptions are when the car backs off significantly, but we do want to try to get to where the front row is even. So, that's fine. 1 to go. Jackson, move it up a little bit. Lights are out. 1 lap to go. Proto block it in. Proto move up. Proto. Want to be side by side. Want to be side by side. 8-4BB. If you can back off a tiny bit. Good. Walk in. Watch the lights. Green flag. And Jackson's a good start. Proto slightly worse off. Going to be passed by the second row, so we'll let that one slide. So Jackson Cook got to the lead of the field. Current standings, Jackson Cook at the front, side by side between one team Proto 8-4BB. We're going to reset the board now. And looks like Proto's gaining a little bit here, but again, one of his biggest faults, one of his biggest flaws we've seen throughout the season is consistency. Let's see if that becomes a trend. We're going to go a little bit high here. He's still right there behind the 38 machine. 8-4BB not far behind either. Currently single filed out, however running it very consistently and cleanly so far in today's race. Let's move up the standings board a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. Proto closing in a little bit here. Jackson Cook only about 2 or 3 car lengths in, closing in fast. Look at that here, purple sector 2. 4.507. Can he dip below the 16s? It's not that lap. However, he was running just ever so slightly faster than Jackson Cook. That's 3/10 down on him. Although, from what I see, it almost looks a little bit closer than that. So far, we're looking at the front 4. I don't know if any of this happened with drag racing. We'll see. Anyways, for the lead, less than a car length through 1 and 2. A little bit further on the straights as we pick up the speed, but just how Proto is closing down that gap little by little where he can. But that was a beautiful exit there by Jackson Cook. Manages to gain a couple of hundredths. It'll be a big struggle here though with that cheese wedge right behind him. Pesky guy, a little bit loose off of 2. We're gonna hold and stay away from any trouble. Meanwhile, for the lead, here we go, side by side into turn 1, but it looks like Jackson Cook, for the moment, is going to get it. Jackson Cook going to get it back on the exit, but Proto is coming in like a homing missile. Jackson Cook sets us out for 4, just seemed to carry so much speed, but 1 and 2, definitely the turns at advantage of the 62 car, currently being driven today by one team Proto. Currently bumper to bumper, and it looks like Jackson Cook again carrying speed through 4. Just seems to really be his corner. Turn 1 seems to go in favor of one team Proto though. Well, that time that was a good line there by Jackson. New quick time last lap, 17.024 set by one team Proto, but Jackson Cook also setting very fast laps. Current gap for lead 0.217, but looks like it's closer and further depending on where they are on the racetrack, but still very, very closely knit pack here for the lead. And Jackson is going to run it high. Proto looking down low. 2 completely different driving styles out of turn 4. Proto's going to run it high. I don't know how he managed to not spin there. In fact, here he is closing in for the lead. It almost looks like Proto tapped the wall, but he did so in such a manner where it didn't really affect him. Which is just very impressive there. He just shows the car control he has today. And here he goes for the lead. Clears Jackson off of 2. But Jackson Cook right behind him. Can he turn things around? A purple sector 3 for Jackson, so he's going to push as hard as he can here. Made a little bit of a mistake off of turn 2 last lap. That'll allow Proto to slide on by. And it looks like Proto's just going to gain a little bit more here and there. But it all depends on what can be set. Look at that last lap. The first sub 17. 16.968. Purple sector 2 again for Jackson Cook. However, Proto today has been just running the consistency game. And even though he didn't quite have the start, he's just been running his own race, and he's just been running really good. I think Jackson might actually be excited to see some competition this year. That's something he's been worried about so far up to this point, but this could be his chance. We did see a little bit there in Augusta when we had Best Buy. But it looks like today it's definitely in favor of the cheese wedge being driven by Winty and Proto. Jackson here getting a run for his money. Closing to the halfway point, by the way. If we did have a caution, we'd most likely be going green after that point. Especially at this point. We got 2 laps until we're halfway done. You can see Proto and Jackson really off in their own game here. H4B and Pesky also running pretty close together. They're a little bit off from the leaders.
We got a caution.
Alright, yellow flag, race back happening now, and that looks like Mr. Drag Racer with a spin. Look at his lap back though. So race back happening right now. One team Proto's gonna get it. Jackson in second place, 84BB in third, Pesky in fourth. Best Vibe, just try to get your lap back. Just trying to give some time here. So he's gonna have to run it twice around. Single file, guys. Single file. Again, your race back order is One Team Proto, Jackson Cook. Behind that was 84BB and Best Vibes. Sorry, Pesky guy. I named the same guy. I guess we'll just give Drag Racers laps back so we can get this one done. Gotcha. So, change all. I'll go for one more. Alright. Reminder, guys, we are going to be doing a choose lane once he's back around. Most likely be the next lap. And when that happens, you will have the choice between the inside and the outside. Then you fill up to the front. It's just the same way the NASCAR does it. You go through that box, you'll be put to the rear. And yeah, so this lap will be doing that. So it doesn't hurt to be spread out. Just some advice for everyone. It doesn't hurt to be spread out. Do not pass car ahead of you until you cross back into your choose lane. So choose lane inside or outside. Inside or outside. Alright. Drag Racer will let himself start from the back. He goes through the boss anyways. So he'll just be ready to go back in the field. We could be going green here. Jackson move up. Watch the lights. Green flag. Good start. So it was a bit ahead, however, Jackson's going to carry more speed into turn 1, but they run side by side for the lead. Pro's going to get him on the exit, the green flag out on the racetrack. Jackson Cook, One Team Proto, side by side again through the front straightaway. We've seen battles like this here before at Richmond. Back in 2023, I believe it was, between two legends, 256, shy of 21. At this fantastic racetrack. Proto's going to take a line down there to the apron. Jackson Cook around the outside. He's going to switch it over, and they do a crossover to 1 and 2. Proto's going to get the lead. Pesky Guy and Mr. Drag Racer really looking side by side there for the 4th place spot. Meanwhile, still what's going on in the front, very active here. However, it does seem like Proto's been the guy to beat today. He's the only guy to set a sub 17. However, Jackson not far behind. If there's any mistakes, that could be a factor here, but we got a yellow flag again. Race back is going to go 1 2 Proto, Jackson Cook, 84BB, and Best Vibes. That's been number 2 for Mr. Drag Racer. Next one's a black flag. So let's just get back to our position here. That's a yellow, that's a yellow. That's a yellow, don't worry. And if we spread out, we could do a choose lane right away. We're gonna hold off for a lap. You guys are too close to each other. So, one more lap here. Let's go 7 miles an hour. Nah, Jake, trust me, these things are, once you get loose, it's really hard to save them. I could tell. That was not intentional, and I know intentional. These things are really hard to save once you get loose. So. Inside or outside, folks? Inside or outside? And if we could do it good enough, we'll be ready to go green. Watch the lights. Green flag. Side by side for the lead. A good start. 84BB also timing it pretty well. He's going to look at their bumpers. However, side by side for the lead between Bunty and Proto. Jackson Cook. Proto's going to get back up to the front. Proto running a little bit higher here than Jackson, but he'll dive back down low, taking a bit of a front here. Less than 10 laps to go. We are in the last quarter of the race, by the way. So, it is very much so a bit of a gamble here. Any mistakes by any of these guys could be detrimental to the chances of a win. Meanwhile, you can see Best 5 side by side with Pesky Guy. Let's look at that for a second. I think Proto's currently at his own race to lose. However, Jackson right behind him. If he makes any slip-ups, it's going to change the game. Pesky Guy now moving up to the podium position. Next time by, we'll be seeing 5 laps to go. Meanwhile, look at the lead. Looks like not much changing here, but Proto is now very closely behind by the 38 machine. 5 to go. Jackson Cook is starting to pick up on the lines of the 62 car, so is everyone else. I must remind you guys, if we run into a caution, he's going to stop his car, yellow flag. Alright, 1 team Proto, Jackson Cook. Pesky Guy, Proto's going to spin out. Looks like A24BB kind of got stopped, so. Overtime. Speak of the devil. So. We're going to run it kind of NASCAR style. We do it right here. We could go and do it right now for choose lane. Alright, inside or outside? Ooh. Okay. Interesting there. Jackson's going to start behind Proto. The outside moves up. Let's move into position, guys. We'll have 2 laps to go. Pesky move up. Pesky move up. Yellow flag. Pesky Guy, that's a warning. You do that again, you're going to be put to the rear. We're now officially in overtime. Pesky Guy, move up. Pesky Guy, move up. You got to be going a little bit faster there in the corners. Okay. You are at the front of the field. You are going to be held a bit more accountable as you would the pace determining car. Watch the lights. Green flag. And a great start there for 1 2 Proto. 2 laps to go. We're going to have a chaos here. Oh, Pesky's not around. We're going to keep it green. Good save there by Pesky. Unfortunately, that's going to make this race finish go quite poorly here. 1 lap to go. White flag in the air. This is how the race ends, folks. The drag race looking to make it side by side. How about here's A24BB, Jackson Cook. But Proto wins. A24BB in 2nd place, Jackson in 3rd, Pesky in 4th, and Drag Racer going to finish off in 5th. Your race winner today for the first time, 1 TM Proto in SLC. I don't know if this is the first win in SLC, but by far, that was a bad restart by Jackson. I'm not going to lie. By far, though, one of the best performances I've ever seen by 1 TM Proto, and he will take it home I think our victory lane here is on the front stretch, so thank you guys. Quick time is also one team proto takes home everything. Takes home the pole, takes home quick time. He takes home the win today at Richmond Raceway. It's been a lot of good battling here, but it looks like the one at the front of the field today is going to be the 62 Cheese Wedge, being driven by one team proto. Sorry, excuse me. Honest to God, though, just fantastic performance there. So, if you guys want to be interviewed, just stick around. We will be getting everyone. Oh, almost like a mini burnout there. You could probably do that with grass. I guess not. Yeah. Once you're ready, just head yourself up there to Jake. Pro? Oh. Okay. Little circles. Got the Ukrainian safety. Alright. Alright, let me stand by you. Let's get a word from today's winner. We will unmute you, but I know that you tend to prefer chat, so we'll just we'll give you the option. We also give you chat. So, give it up today for one team proto. Today's race winner wins quite dominantly, but not easily. Definitely had to earn his win today, and I'd say a very well earned win today. But what, as I always ask the famous words, what brought you today to victory lane? Chipotle. Sorry, folks. Eating Chipotle and having a hot ass is the way to victory lane. Alright. Let me get this victory lane photo right now. I also did an endurance race here at fucking Richmond. God damn, dude, for 6 hours. Oh man, that's commendable. I'm not gonna lie. IndyCar. Well, thankfully the Super Indy race isn't gonna be that long this week. It's only gonna be like a bit over 3 times this. Post missed time to race for 7 laps. For a 500. That's crazy. Well, I think it was like a 500-mile race or something like that. Alright, let's see what Proto says. I think this race was great for these cars. Let's turn down the volume a little bit. But I gotta think mouse control. For always being by my side. Well, it does seem like mouse control is the way that these cars are set up. I guess it's just a little PSA for people. I guess I do use mouse steer when I make most of my setups, so I guess that's something to keep in mind. Alright. Controller just feels too stiff. Yeah, I mean, that time is faster than what I said in practice when I was doing that crazy shit. So, honestly, kudos to you. That is crazy. And the pace car is faster than these cars, funnily enough. What's shaking? Is that an old Rods mod? That is. Oh, it's the Rust mod. Oh god, okay. Well, that being said, congratulations on your win. Is there any fantastic words to say before we move on to today's second place driver? I'm Mr. Consistent. Somehow today, I wake up consistent. I blink consistent. I sleep consistent. Damn, that'd be nice. That'd be real nice. I walk consistent. And I breathe consistent. Alright. Those are words to live by there by One Team Proto. Again, this is the last midget race for a little while, about 4 weeks. I know some of you guys are going to boo that. But we got 4 weeks until our next midget race. We got more races coming up tomorrow. Again, we're still going to be interviewing everyone that does stick around. Of course, the next race we got with these will be at Franklin County Speedway, most likely. We finally got the terrain done, so we're actually going to probably start working on it. Track itself is ready, so just got to work a little bit more on it. It should be good. That being said, we're going to see the results real quickly of that race and see who figured out. Who figured out? I'm the one figuring that shit out. Who fucking finished in second place? Excuse me. And looking at it is 84BB Best 5. However, he is not going to be here today. Third place, Jackson Cook in the 38 car. Ran a good race today, and unfortunately, it looks like a little bit of bad juju there on the final restart. But if you could describe how today went for you, Jackson.
I got beat finally. It's a day that a lot of people thought would never come. That's a joke. It eventually was going to come, but I don't think people were expecting it here. But once freaking Proto set a fast-ass time in practice, I think I knew that I was kind of cooked. Because Proto did not look like he was having a lot of issues with his device today. And then when he was announcing about his freaking endurance race bullshit pre-race, I was like, uh-oh. It wasn't the greatest night because I've been dealing with the flu still. It's been a week and it hasn't really gone away, and that's been kind of my main priority instead of figuring out a racetrack on Roblox.
That's fair.
I don't know. We'll keep going at it this weekend. Hopefully we have it in us to go 5 in a row in the Rocks mods tomorrow.
Wait,
I have no idea.
Have you won every fucking Rossmond race in the season so far?
Yes.
How did I not? I'm gonna write notes on that. Holy shit.
I've been that dominant. Mm-hmm.
We are twin levels of domination here, Jackson.
Yeah.
So.
It's because there's like nobody with freaking mouse control or anything other than. Okay, well, when it comes to road courses, just expect me to be running mid-pack, probably.
Well, just remember. Let's just recall real quickly before we talk about that. His first win was on a road course, and one that is coming up pretty soon.
That's not. I don't even consider fucking Hoosier a road course, right? And that win didn't come with. Dude, Giram and Twin choked their fucking asses off that.
But they're not there.
Yeah, but like still, you got Proto. Yeah. Well, okay, well that depends. That depends on if he races.
That's true.
And now you got Braden, which I think we're kind of over what happened last week. So Sigma.
All right. So this is the last little midget race for a little bit of a while. Next race is either going to be Berlin or Franklin County in about 4 weeks. So
Berlin.
We'll figure that one out.
Berlin. Uh-oh, Dale Series can be mad at me because I didn't win.
He's gonna be mad at me for the setups.
Yeah, because you suck at making setups.
Yeah.
Everybody in my late model tour can confirm you make bad setups.
Right.
Oh wait, that was a few months ago.
Whatever. Alright. Well, thank you for turning up today, Jackson. Hopefully your flu situation, I'm not going to say situation here, gets settled out. We wish you get well soon. And whichever races you feel like coming to this weekend, be fine. Doesn't matter if you race or not. If you want to, then you can. But, take care of yourself. Alright. We're going to talk now to Drag Racer. Again, the guy is actually contributing a huge freaking amount to the midgets. Maybe not with the current ones, but there will be some that are coming up very soon. However, I believe this is your first or second midget race. How do you think it went for you today?
Well, firstly, it went pretty interesting. And when I came up onto that back straight, I kind of did clench my ass cheeks. Very hardly. But I just knew Pesky was going to overtake me on that final bit, but I could have stopped him if I didn't go too high up, but it just got a bit too tight and then just slid off and left it open.
Well, the fact that you managed to survive a race like this, this is one of the longer midget races. I don't think it's the longest, obviously, behind the Turkey Night, but it is one of the longer midget races, especially this time of year. So the
not
fact
the
that
longest, because compared to Solga, that one rate went for 80 or around 90 laps.
That was 98 laps, yeah, without overtime, so. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Really, I think your first real experience with these cars, so thanks for turning it out. Guess it shows how tough these scenes really are. Good thing you managed to survive. You did get 2 spins, however, you did not get 3. That's the key to success in SLC. It's not winning, it's surviving. As
basically,
everything SLC
it is about
surviving.
Like, if you want to survive, you just gotta try and be careful and not die, because if you go into the walls or just, like, mess up your input in the, like, exit of the corner, you're just dead. You can't save it. Like, you can't return the car.
Yeah.
It's just straight up death.
Yeah. Jake was a bit skeptical about that, but, like, I've driven these cars myself, and I will say wholeheartedly, Jake, once you get loose, you're not saving in these. I will. I get it. You wouldn't spin out anyways intentionally there, especially on the second time, because you're battling for a spot. I just wouldn't see why. So it's fine. Really tough cars.
I can't wait for the new midgets that we're working on to be finished. It will take a while. But
yeah. I might have 2 or 3 new cars that run these. So. If you want, you can make one for yourself. I'll make the UV map ready, and then a couple cars to come up next time we run them at Franklin County, and then we'll try to introduce more and more and more, and then release the schemes to the public.
So that basically you're saying that I'll be making more body kits for the cars.
If you want.
I mean, I already made one. Just sent you the thing, but we want to focus on what just happened today is on the race, and yeah, we can't leak too much information or it'll be, well, leakage.
Well, what I do gotta say is we've got 4 weeks until the next midget race, so we got plenty of time to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, today's race, well, for you, tonight's race, it was pretty fun, and in practice, I love how, not in practice, qualifying, I love how you said, the man who came from down on the road. That was just funny when I heard that.
It's all you guys from Australia are known as. It's all you know.
Yeah, well, just gotta make sure you guys don't float up too high. That's why you have bricks in your shoes.
Okay.
Anywho, we should let you finish up the
Sure.
stream because I don't want to keep you waiting.
I mean, you're the only interview left, so.
True.
Yeah, but thank you for turning out tonight. Thanks for the help you've been doing. There's gonna be a lot of cool stuff coming up to this class in the future. However, I would also like to thank T7 Jake for helping this night run as smoothly as it has. Very much so appreciated. Thank you for catching the spins. That being said, that is going to be it for tonight. We got a lot of racing coming up this weekend, though. Again, another typical weekend with the
Be sure to be prepped.
Yep, the Rotsmonts tomorrow. The biggest track the Rotsmonts have raced so far this season. It's going to be a lot bigger coming up, but as far as this portion of the season, this is a very interesting track. It's a medium between short track racing and the big tracks, and thus it will be running the 150 horsepower package. You're going to be seeing intermediate racetrack speeds, but you're going to also be seeing the short track style of racing. So it's going to make for some very interesting racing. We know that last year's setups weren't very good. We got a really good setup on it so far this year, at least I think so. So when it comes to that, that's going to make up a really good race tomorrow at 7 p.m. It's going to be, I believe, 80 laps, but I want to verify real quickly, so we're going to check the announcements. 75 laps, actually, so a little bit shorter than that, which is the standard distance.
It's the small 100.
Yep. So it's going to be a pretty short race next week, or sorry, next week, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Saturday, we're going to be running the All-American Stock Car Championship, also known as the FOTS Bodies. 30 laps. That's going to be at 10 a.m. in the morning. Make sure you guys can have time to go to your short tracks if you have any you go to in real life, of course. Sundays, we're gonna switch back over to the SLC server at 12 p.m. We'll be doing the Formula Micros for a 50-lap race, and 2 p.m. to close off the weekend, the Super Indies, with more short track racing. I believe this actually will be the last track of this. I think this will be the shortest track until the end of the season. There was Martinsville and Arcadia that we ran that were obviously very short, but I'm pretty sure that Richmond is like the next smallest track, and then after that it's Indy for the next oval. So that'll be cool. But again, all times USPST. Tomorrow 7 p.m. Rotsmonts. Saturday at 10 a.m. USPST All American Stock Car Championship. Sunday we got 2 races with 12 p.m. With the Formula Micros, and 2 p.m. to close off with the Super Indies. By the way, next week is an off week, and for this class itself, we are going to be doing a 4-week break. That also goes for most of the oval specific classes. I actually think this is the only oval specific class that we currently run full time. So it's going to be a little bit of a break, but we're going to make things pretty good when it comes to Franklin County. There's some races going on before then. Of course, if you like road course racing, the next weekend that we do races, it's going to be the weekend after next week. We got an off week, of course, to do the Long Beach Grand Prix. A couple of SLC people will be there, apparently. Myself included. But the weekend after that, we'll be doing Sebring. And then 3 weeks from now, we'll be doing Daytona. Then we go back up to Virginia once again to do Franklin County, do the Indy bullshit, and get on with our days. So, thank you guys for watching. It's been a fun race. A lot of action here, and it shows that Richmond is ready for more high speed, high action. So we'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. Thank you guys for watching. That is going to be it for the stream. Bye.